Thanks for tuning in. This is Real Tea Time Tarot. This is going to be our first message before the full moon, which should be tomorrow. It is July the 1st, and I couldn't even tell you what time it is. I just know it's before noon. So I cleaned my cards, cleared my cards, asked for a message for the twin flame community, the collective, and this is what came out. And so the first card is the Hierophant. So that's powerful because, of course, that's the twin flame energy. The Hierophant is the counterpart of the High Priestess. And so in all of his divine majesty, he has made his appearance first today. So that's so cool. That's so powerful. And then what I got next was the Disc of Prince, or the Prince of Disc, excuse me. We have Queen of Cups, we have the Lovers, we have the Five of Cups, we have the Moon. So clarifying the Prince of Cups, we have the Tower. Clarifying the Five of Cups, we had the Nine of Pentacles. Clarifying the Moon, I had two cards pop out at the same time. Didn't realize it, but it was the Death card and the Ace of Chalices. For the overall message, I got the King of Swords, as you can see here. And for my oracle message, my archangel oracle message, I got the Patience card. And don't let me forget, clarifying the Tower, I got the Eight of Swords, clarified by Art, the Art card. So we'll get to that when we get to that. But first of all, as I was saying, we have the Hierophant here, which is awesome because that's the twin flame card, or one of the twin flame cards. But this is your divine masculine, making his appearance, letting you know, divine feminine, that he's coming to you. He's coming towards you. He's in the Prince of Disc energy, which means that, he's coming in the energy of knowing that, he's a twin. He's coming in the energy of, for me, what I'm seeing here, it's like, I see this, what looks like a lamb, and I also saw that his horse had green and gold stripes covering him, and he also has bare feet, so he is coming in, he's coming in uncovered. He's not all shielded. He's not all, on the defense. That's really what I get of it a lot of times. We get a lot of twins that are worried because they feel like the divine masculine is showing up and he's not even really, he's hiding something. What is it that he's hiding? And so today he's coming in. He's coming in the energy. To me, it's the right energy, The lamb is facing him. And I always say little lamb is like little lamb of God. He's coming in with his third eye open. He's coming in, basically in a good energy. And so you have the Queen of Cups. And as you can see, the Queen of Cups is not expecting the divine masculine to come in. And the Queen of Cups is actually the card that, or the suit that would be right before the High Priestess, which is what I have learned, and so it's basically she's You know, she's full of emotion, she's loving, she's giving, and that's supported by this pelican here. I take it to be a pelican. What's beautiful is there is a wave in the background. And so, you know, like there can be a wave of goodness coming in, but even whether it's good, bad, whatever it is, you know, waves can be turbulent. But as you can see, the waves in the background, this Queen of Cups energy is, you know, like she's in her divine energy, like all set. She has her, you know, she has her breast exposed. She has her, you know, she has on her white gown. You know, she's ready to wed. She's ready to marry. She is, you know, in her divine essence. And the pelican, so when I looked up the pelican, it was actually all the same energy that you get with the Queen of Cups, the emotions, the giving, but it was saying that, you know, there's a possibility that you are embodying the energy of a, you know, like an over giver. You're giving too much. Somebody's, you know, something or someone is used to being able to take, and, you know, you're used to doing that, but you don't have to do that anymore. You know, she's looking away from, you know, she's looking away from everything except for this, you know, like the final energy, the final message card, which is this King of Swords. You could say that she is looking over towards his direction, which is awesome because it's a king and a queen. And of course, this king, being that he has the sword and the sword is pointed up, I would say that's honoring the truth. He's honoring his truth, knowing that, you know, with the sword in his hand, I would say that's twin flame energy, of course. And here we have the Lover's card. So what I get with the Lover's card is definitely, since the Lover's card is under the Hierophant card, I get there's like the duality of the twin flame journey. I don't know if you can see it very well. I apologize. I can't seem to get focus here. They're twins. They're the lovers. You know, it's almost like to say this is a Gemini card because you have the yin and the yang, you know, or the masculine, feminine energy, which is awesome because with this energy you can see she's holding the blue cup. So she's holding the emotion in her hand. She's, you know, she's trying to harness it in her hand. But in all honesty, I feel like the duality here is that this is not the divine masculine, the divine feminine. I'm honestly feeling that the divine feminine is in the background. And so you see here that he is holding his wand. It looks as though it could be a wand. I'm not even sure. It almost looks like a rake. It's weird because it's like though you see this is like that she has the chalice in her hand or the cup in her hand. They're holding hands. You can kind of see where her feet, you know, like if you look at her feet, it's like her posture is sneaky. And you get the apples in the card, you know, like for me, apples are kind of like the what goes up must come down mentality for me. These apples are, you know, like they're not exposing the truth. They're not falling. There's not one apple on the ground. And so there's the energy here of the duality, meaning that This is not the divine masculine and divine feminine. This is the lovers, like when I think of lovers, I think of lovers and friends. But, albeit said, this is once again another twin flame energy card because we have another person in the back. A lot of the time we think, oh, why is there always that somebody that's in the back? And it's not that it's in the back, it's that's the foundation. To me, it's like, hey, you've probably been knowing your divine counterpart for years now. And you guys have been up and down, up and down. And no matter what happens in either of you two's life, y'all seem to find your way back to each other. And there's a possibility that that's being kept secret. That's what the Hierophant, to me, when you get the Hierophant, you get a union that is not exposed. Everyone doesn't know about it, or it's being protected by the divine. It's like with the elephant behind the Hierophant. The elephant, to me, the elephant brings in blessings. The elephant literally calls in blessings. The elephant is large, but the elephant is patient, graceful, taking his time, and the elephant can always find water. So here in this card, we don't see any emotion anywhere. All we see is this one blue chalice, which is leading to the Five of Cups. And so there's the energy. To me, the masculine, him being in the Prince of Disc energy is part of the reason why he keeps your union, he keeps it under wraps. He keeps it protected. He doesn't put everybody in you two's business because obviously your union's been attacked in the past. Why go through that again? As you can see, with the tree representing, for me, the tree represents, like the home life or being grounded, or it's supposed to be your divine castle. It's supposed to be the place that you can go to for peace. But as you can see, lightning is the truth. The truth has struck this tree, and I don't know if you see what I see, but it does not look like this is something that you can repair. I mean, it's been completely broken, like right in half. And so maybe your divine masculine has been going through a tower for some time now and not expressing it to you. But that's the possibility, the possibility that brought in this Five of Cups energy. A lot of people say Five of Cups energy is when you're crying over spilled milk. But what I see in this Five of Cups card is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like this, trail. For when I see the trail, it reminds me of the twin flame journey. And then you see a little kid looking out, and it's almost to say that this child is the divine masculine when he was a youth, knowing that one day, he would be called, or that he had already been called, and it was only a matter of time. And so the journey is rocky and turbulent a lot of times. As a twin flame, you go through all this horrible stuff so that you can help others, so that whatever you've gone through is not in vain. And it does feel like it's in vain a lot of the time, but it's definitely not. What he went through is clarified by this Nine of Pentacles. And so somebody's got their pentacles. Somebody has the, like with everything that's going on, is forcing him to deal with, like the path he is on because he chose it. And that's what's important, is when we identify with our, we identify with our mistakes, we identify with our decisions, and we stop blaming everybody for what we have literally chosen. We don't know what we're bringing on ourselves sometimes when we choose, but hey, we choose. When you choose, you also choose to see. So, at least we know he sees. We know he sees what he's dealing with. And then we have this moon card. And if you look at it, you still have the masculine and the feminine here. You have them both protected. I don't know if you can see it, but they're protected. And though, it's a full moon, the full moon harnesses a lot of energy. It harnesses a lot of energy. And so that lets you know that what the moon is hiding is that there is a serious magnetism that is there between you and your divine masculine. And maybe, maybe it's surrounded by darkness. And then there's this box here. And so, it kind of reminds you of Pandora's box. I just saw that, and I don't know, it just came to me when I was looking through my, just scrolling down my videos to see what was on my trending list today for me. And so, yeah, we see the Pandora's box, and we see that the box is in, it's like in murky water. And so it's probably that, I guess the way I'm seeing, or the energy I'm getting, is that this is something you've already experienced, like going out, looking around, chasing your own tail, with the two dogs. No tail on either. Chasing your own tail and ending up right back where you started, And it's so crazy because it was almost like just now I just saw the waning moon in this full moon. And so it's like the energy of maybe not wanting to go backwards anymore. And then clarifying the moon, we had the death card and we had the ace of chalices. So once again, in the background, we see this flame. This is the twin flame. This is you, divine masculine. This is you, divine feminine. And I don't know why, but for me, when I see pumpkins, I always think of Cinderella, It was like Cinderella was a divine feminine, but, she was being humbled so that when she came into her divine essence, she would be, at peace with the gift she received of being a divine feminine. And she would be able to identify with those that have, had to scrub the floor some days just to have somewhere to lay their head. And so, of course, that's beautiful, That's beautiful. Because you may have been, you may have been counted down and out by many. But the truth is, all that is about to be over. As you can see, this is the eclipse. It's a full moon eclipse. And we are having a full moon eclipse tomorrow. And that's the opportunity that we all have to shed all these weeds, shed all this unnecessary, I guess they call it being, when the weeds get overgrown. And we have this opportunity to harness all the power of the moon and cut all that out, cut all that down. There's this one star here. You see this one star. And that's that wish that you always wished. That's that wish that you made when you didn't even know what a divine masculine or a divine feminine was. The opportunity to clear all of that old energy is here, So you should be looking for something, to learn. Or better yet, I don't know, if you're on here, then you know what you should be doing during the full moon. You should be, for me, it's called a ritual, but for me it's just honoring my forefathers and those that have come before me, that I will not get stuck in the ways of this world, and I will not be taking up the way of the heathen. I'm going to honor them, and that's how I honor myself, rather than try and be something that I'm not. So that's really beautiful. If you want to do that, I'm going to do my very best to get on here tomorrow and do a couple of energy clearings. What's so cool about the energy clearing is it works, For me, it worked. It may not work for everybody. You may not be balanced. You may not be able to, utilize it. But how will you know if you do not try? Everything, like how they say, different strokes is for different folks. Do not be upset because something doesn't work for you when you tried it. You should be upset if you never even tried, because how will you ever know? Will you know what works for you? If it's like when you go to church and you listen to everything the pastor said, you jump up and down, you run around, but in reality, you really don't know what that word was meant for until you separate yourself from everyone and go back into it, meditate on it, and get what you need from it on your own. Like the book says, like the good book says, it says that God so loved the man that so loved knowledge. And so when you're coming into your consciousness, your Christ consciousness, you're going to need to, embark on the path of receiving knowledge. And I asked what was the final message for the Twin Flames. I got this King of Swords card. And so what was so powerful is that, of course, the King of Swords card, the swords are your truths, and the King is the highest, the King is the highest card in the suit. And so it's saying that you're in a very high energy. Wait, sweetheart, just a minute, okay? You're in a good energy. You're in a high energy. You're in a place to clear out all the lies you've been telling yourself. Maybe somebody's telling you, oh, that twin flame stuff is a joke. Oh, that dude does not care about you. He is just using you. He's coming through for what he wants. He is not even thinking about you. But the reality is, misery loves company. So, once again, I said we'll get to these two cards that clarified the tower when we get to them, right? And so here you go. Curtailment, Eight of Swords. So I don't know if if you don't like cursing, you might want to close your ears right quick. But it is everything you're used to, everyone you know. You understand what I'm saying? When I see orange, I think of the sun. And I think of passion as well, and healing. The sun, passion, healing. It's like you're a divine masculine. You're a divine feminine. You know where your passions lie. You see this one sword is pointing directly into this orange line. Every other sword on this card is missing the mark. And I love you too. I'll be finished in just a second, okay? And I'll be right out. Y'all forgive me, I'm always going to have kids around. If you don't want to have, you don't want to hear kids, you're on the wrong channel. So just know that. And thanks for tuning in. But anyway, it's like, that's what it is right there.